What actually are the best gameplay settings in FC Mobile? A question a lot of people ask. So in today's video, I'm gonna be clearing this doubt for you guys and I'll be showing you guys the best gameplay settings for FC Mobile. Let's go. So at first we have the virtual stick size, and this is very important for your gameplay because it directly relates to your dribbling and how you will be dribbling in matches. So I like to keep it on large, and I suggest you guys to keep it on large as well. Why? Because while dribbling you will notice that if your joystick is larger, then you have more area for your thumb to maneuver with the joystick and you have better control over the ball. So I suggest you guys to keep it on large. And next we have floating virtual stick. Now I definitely like to keep it off because it really messes up my directions and where I want to go. So I think I would like to keep this off. This is more of a personal preference, and if you didn't want to turn this off, you can definitely keep it on. So yeah, I think you can keep it off or on, it's personal preference, but I like to keep it off. On to button size now, and I like to keep it large because I don't have a very large screen. I don't have a tablet, I don't play on a tablet or a large screen phone, so this really helps me find the buttons well. And next we have large button spacing, which I always keep on because this helps you avoid messing up clicking on wrong buttons. And for example, if you want to pass the ball, a normal pass, and accidentally you click on the through button, then the pass will go somewhere else. So yeah, this really helps. Keep it on, guys. Next we have game controls. This is just completely personal preference, like if you're lefty or something, or you just prefer to have your joystick on the right side and your shoot pass buttons on the left side, then you can turn this on. I like to keep it off. Next we have gestures only. Like this is the most stupid setting I think there is here, because why would you want to use gestures only if you have the option to use the buttons and the gestures both? Then why do you want to disable the buttons completely? So yeah, I like to keep it off, and I recommend you guys to keep it off as well. Next we have the change attack direction at halftime. Now a lot of people would have this disabled, but I like to keep it on. Hear me out, guys. Why I like to keep it on? Because when you're dribbling with your right winger for both halves, he is obviously gonna get tired, and personally in my case I like to keep it on. Why? Because it changes the camera over to my left winger in the second half, or if it's vice versa. So my left winger and right winger, and my left and right side players, both equally get used and the stamina gets equally used. That's why I like to keep this enabled. Next we have display visual feedback, and this is just a normal setting. You can keep this on, and it just helps you in some cases to know what you're doing wrong. So yeah, keep it on. Next we have the radar. Now this is also a very important setting, and this helps you to know where your players are around the pitch, and it also displays the play styles being done by the players. So this can be very helpful, but personally I don't like to keep it on, as it blocks some part of my screen, which disrupts some plays of mine. So yeah, I don't like to keep it on. Next we have the power shot zoom, and this is a setting that is very interesting, and I like to keep it on. Why? Because when your opponent is about to take a power shot, you need to be ready to block it, right? So the zoom helps you react a little quicker to block the shot. And next we have advanced passing. Now this is also a pretty easy setting to discuss about, because obviously why would you want to turn it off? You can it gives you the access of doing driven lob passes and driven ground passes, lob passes, and different passing techniques. So yeah, you should definitely keep it on. Next we have tap/double tap gesture passes. Now this is a gimmick that I don't use a lot. I don't use tap passing as much, then I use the pass button. But whenever I do use it, I notice that the AI is good enough to detect if you're trying to do a lob pass or a normal through grounded pass or like whatever. It's good enough to do that, but if you want full manual control over it, then you can turn it on. Next we have is fast power up rate, and this is a setting I recommend all of you to keep on. Why? Because this really helps you in tight situations when your attacker is covered by like 3 or 4 defenders and just needs to take the shot quick. It really helps you generate enough power to get it into the net within time. Autoplay, auto pass and shoot. Now these settings are recommended by me to keep on, obviously, because when you're lagging a little or you've gone AFK, these settings really help you to like not concede a goal or actually sometimes score a goal, so these can be very helpful. Crossing assistance, I like to keep it on as I'm not very good at crossing and I sometimes mess up the power, so this helps me to keep the crosses on target. Next we have player auto switch. Now this is gonna define your entire defending playstyle, as if you keep it on, keep both of the options on, then you don't have to worry about switching to any defenders manually. The auto switch will happen all the times. But if you keep everything off, then you will have complete control over your switches and you don't have to be worrying about the AI messing up your switches. But personally I like to keep it on semi auto switching, and the auto switch only happens on loose balls and lofted passes. Next we have the setting to display playstyle icons, and I like to keep both of these settings on as this helps me identify if like what player item my opponent is actually using and what playstyle that player item has, so I'm able to change my gameplay towards that. And at last we have contextual strafe dribble. Now this setting is the most debatable setting in FC Mobile, and I do like to keep this setting on, especially after the gameplay update where your players have became worse with your ball control, and I like to keep it on as the player keeps the ball close while dribbling near the defender. So yeah, this is pretty helpful, so yeah, I like to keep it on. And those were the best settings in FC Mobile. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe, and until we meet again.